Hi, I'm Luan Akin with Tagawa Gardens here in Centennial, Colorado. We're outdoors on a cool, crisp fall day, which is perfect weather for planting bulbs. Kris is going to walk us through it. She's our co-director of annuals and production, and she's the lady who knows all about bulbs. And bulbs are something everybody should plant.
Oh, they're so easy. They're native to the stand countries, Afghanistan, and they're easy. They love our environment. They love growing in Colorado. They're easy. You plant them. There's not much maintenance to them. It's a wonderful garden addition.
An act of faith, because you plant them, you walk away, and come spring, boom!
You have a beauty.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Planting depth, I think, is really critical for these, and a lot of people here in Colorado kind of don't get it right.
That's right, because the bulb packages and the information will tell you 6 inches for the daffodil, where in Colorado the rule of thumb is 4 times the height of the bulb. So whatever the size of the bulb, 4 times. So if it's a little tiny bulb like this galanthus, 4 times. He's tiny. If he's this big dianthus, 4 times. It's going to be a lot deeper.
And that, if you don't do that, you've got problems.
You've got problems. One thing that will happen is the bulb will try to come up too early.
And get zapped.
Or it doesn't perennialize very well because it's too shallow and it's not below the frost layer where it can stay warm and cozy in the earth.
And let's talk about well-drained soil, because I think that's the other huge mistake that some people make.
Right. Bulbs do like well-drained soil, and they don't like boggy soil. They're very drought tolerant, so it's another reason it's a great winter for Colorado. So they don't want to be, this is heavy clay soil that I dug up today, so I amended the soil with compost. I put compost into my backfill, and I put a little, probably a good handful, this is about a 12-inch hole, into my digging hole as well, mixed into my soil.
Okay, let's
to help with drainage.
Plant.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
So what I like to do is a bouquet. So I'm going to put my biggest bulb first. But first I'm going to put in a tablespoon of my bulb food. Now this is going to help the bulbs, Luan, get a good start. So we're going to put in a tablespoon of this for a 12-inch hole. And I just sprinkle this into the hole, and I mix it in to my soil that's been blended with a little compost. And my largest bulb will go in first. So my largest bulb is my daffodil. The tip is the top, and the roots are going to go on the bottom. Now, if you get this wrong, if you do this backwards, it's okay. They're smart. They'll flip around.
Got it.
Okay, so I'm going to plant them correctly though, and it's going 4 times the height of the bulb deep, so he's going in first. Then I'm going to put a little soil on top because he needs it before I put in my tulip. So here's my soil that I've already amended. I put in a little bit of my soil, then it's a little deeper, so I will put my tulip in.
Pretty close to it, it looks.
I'm actually about a thumb's width apart. So then I'll put in more of my soil. And I'm using this great trowel that has a measuring inches on it. That will help you. I found a bulb when I was digging, which is normal. So if you do, just find one. Go ahead and just pick it up and put it back in. Now I'm going pretty shallow. Now it's time for my galanthus that I showed you earlier, Luan, the little short guy.
Got it.
So we'll put one of these in 4 times the height.
You're making a bouquet here, which I think is such a great idea.
So that when it comes up, there's going to be color in this particular piece of ground from February through May.
Because they have different bloom times.
Mm-hmm. So what I do is I plant bouquets all over. They don't look good planted in a line like little soldiers.
Little soldiers, right, unless you're at
yes.
some fancy mansion.
So then you're going to cover this up with soil as much as you want. And then another thing I like to do is put pansies on top.
And why would you do that?
Because I'm already down here on the ground.
Good point.
And they look pretty. They're waiting for spring. They're going to be the harbinger of getting us through spring. And a lot of times our pansies will go through the winter here in Colorado and come back. And those beautiful bulbs were going to come up right through this. Now I've color coordinated because that's kind of how I am. I'm that kind of a girl. And that yellow Darwin
The tulip, right.
is going to look lovely with this yellow and purple and white pansy, don't you think?
I think they're so happy. I love pansies.
Aren't they cute?
And this will help people remember about winter watering a little bit. This is where the pansies are. Why is winter watering of these things so critical?
Because they won't make it without winter water. We're too dry to get through the winter, and the bulbs also need the additional water. So we'll water this garden now, and probably once every 3 weeks we'll come in and give everything a good drink.
Unless we have great snow cover.
Yes,
right.
If we have good snow cover and good rain moisture, then it might not be necessary. If we have warm fall days, you will also need to come out in winter water.
If you're going to plant bulbs, it's really helpful, not to mention fun, to have the right tools, and there are a fair number of tools just for this project.
That's right. They've come up with some great ways to plant your bulbs. This is a bulb auger that can go on a cordless or electric power driven drill. This goes into the drill, and then you just drill down into the ground to plant your bulbs. And it's great for getting through our heavy clay soil. I've worked one of those and it works really well, especially if you don't use the cordless drill. It seems to work better with the power
drill. You've got a great trowel there that you were just using.
Yes, I like these because they go straight in. They're very sharp. They have the measurements on it so you can make sure how deep you're going on your hole. Good ergonomic handle.
Right.
This is just a skinny spade that I like to plant with. It's a good height for a woman.
Ah, good. All right. And these two things look a little
outer
spacey.
Aren't those interesting? This one is one almost like a pogo stick.
I want to see that.
You're gonna hop on it
Okay.
to get this one into the ground, and it gets you down into the ground. I'll pull out a plug of soil. See?
Okay. Right.
And pull out another plug of soil, and you can get this down to where you need it to go.
And same principle on this, just with a different handle.
I must say this works better in amended soil.
Oh, that works. Yeah, that makes sense. Something a little softer.
Yeah.
Some nice compost in it. Anything in particular that people need to worry about if they forget to plant their bulbs on time?
Right.
October's great.
October's prime. I often get phone calls in January. Kris, I forgot to plant my bulbs. What do I do? The best thing to do is get them in the ground. If you can dig and get them in the ground, they're going to be happier in the ground. They may not bloom this year. They could. They may not bloom this year, but they will definitely bloom the following spring.
And if you leave them in your garage all winter, you can't put them in a plastic bag, you can't keep them out, they'll dry out. So give it a shot. If the ground is diggable,
get them in.
Get them in. I'm Luan, Akin. We're with Kris at Tagawa Gardens. Do come see us. We will be so happy to help you be green and grow.